I did. Oh, yeah. You know, I don't burn my cars off until I got that. Oh yeah, man, Mom was on. Mom was I had her life.
Before the 8th grade group starts, I have a couple thank yous that I'd like to give, and I also remembered, and I do this every year, so if you've been here before, you probably remember it from last year. Every year I forget to tell you who I am. I'm so caught up in the day with the kids, I figure that you probably don't need to know who I am. But I am Shannon Waldo, I'm the band director in Mansfield, and I am the junior high vice president for our district, so I'm the one that, I guess, helps to put this together. I would like to thank the Marshfield school districts for allowing us to be here today. I'd like to thank the Marshfield band directors for providing us with their equipment, setting up for the day, and being so helpful to me. I know, I'm sure they get tired of all of my emails with questions. And I'd also like to thank the Marshfield band boosters for providing the hospitality room for the directors today. That's great. I'd also like to make a special thank you to my booster secretary who tirelessly yesterday photocopied and put together the programs for me. So I'd like to thank Kelly Cooney for that. Thank you to all of the directors that make this day possible, and to all of you for such fabulous kids. It's been a really great day. They're awesome, and I hope you enjoy the 8th grade program.
I would like to kind of reiterate what Shannon said a moment ago about thanks to the school for hosting this event. This is a major ordeal to set up chairs, furnish equipment. It's quite a responsibility. We have been involved in those things, and Ron and I have been involved in these things many, many times, and they weren't done efficiently. So let me assure you, this has been done very efficiently. I'd like to recognize the school, and I'd also like for all the band directors who have kids either in the 7th grade, 8th grade, or the jazz band even, all you directors, would you stand and be recognized? These are the people who really do the work. And I'm not used to such a short microphone, Shannon. It is such a pleasure to work with these types of students. We travel all over the country doing these types of things, and you never know what you're going to get into. Sometimes the kids are good, sometimes they're not so good. These kids have just been tremendous. That's not only our credit to the band directors, but to you as parents and grandparents, and we applaud you. And I'd like for the students, both back here and back here, to give you a hand of applause. That really makes a program like this work, because you give up your Saturdays, the students give up their Saturdays. One of the things I always tell them is one of the objectives, the primary objective, is that they have a great musical experience. But the second objective is that they have a good time, because we want them to make sure when they leave, that they leave saying, I'm glad I spent my Saturday doing this. Because you know, there are a lot of other things they could be doing. So, but this is a good thing. So we really appreciate the hard work that they put in. And think about it, these people started this morning at 9 o'clock, 9:15, and this is the product of about 4.5 hours of rehearsal. So it's pretty amazing what they've done, and we really appreciate it. We opened, by the way, just with Marching Down Main Street, one of my marches, the Blue Orchid, great little tango that Ron did, and I want to say how much I've enjoyed working with Ron. He's done a great job. Would you stand and take another bow, please? Thank you so much for having me. I'm an Okie, but I've been in Missouri a number of times and always enjoy coming back. So thanks for having me, and we hope you enjoyed this last piece. And I'm going to take just a minute to read you what this is all about, because you're going to be interested in this. It'll be the program. How many of you know about McDougal's Cave? Okay, I'm going to tell you about it. Probably the most infamous and mysterious cave in American literature is McDougal's Cave, or as it is known today, the Mark Twain Cave. Located about 2 miles south of the boyhood home of Samuel Clemens, Mark Twain, in Hannibal, Missouri, this approximately 2-mile-long cave has a most unique and interesting history. The cave was first discovered in the winter of 1920 by Jack Sims. In the 1830s, the Clemens family moved to the area, and young Samuel made many secret visits to the cave. Using the pen name Mark Twain, Clemens made McDougal's Cave famous in his classic book, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. In his autobiography, he described several of his childhood visits to the cave and recalled how he took bats home from the cave to scare his mother. He also indicated that the Injun Joe character in the book was a real person who often frequented the cave. In the 1840s, the cave was purchased by Dr. Joseph McDowell, who eventually put a door on the cave and locked it up from outsiders. This behavior aroused curiosity among the town folks, and it soon was rumored that the doctor was performing secret medical experiments in the cave. Once the locals found out about the bizarre experiments, such a commotion was raised that the experiments were stopped. During the Civil War, it was suspected that Dr. McDougal hid guns and ammunition in the cave to aid the rebel forces. Dr. McDowell died in 1868, and the cave property was sold to the Fielder and Stillwell families. On September 22, 1879, the cave was visited by the legendary outlaw Jesse James. The cave was used as a hideout immediately following the famous Northfield, Minnesota bank robbery, where Jesse and Frank James escaped, but other members of the gang were killed or captured. 2 weeks later, Jesse James robbed a train at Glendale, Missouri, getting away with $40,000, which was a lot of money at the time. In The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, published in 1876, one of the key stories revolves around Tom and Becky Thatcher getting lost in the maze of the cave's corridors. The book became extremely popular and made the cave so famous that within 10 years, a guide service was started so visitors could tour the cave safely. The tours were led by a lantern until in 1939 when electric lights were installed. The cave has been open to visitors continuously since 1886 and is now a registered national landmark. While we are now aware of the unique events which transpired during the almost 2-century history of the cave, each was a mysterious secret at the time the event occurred. Does the cave still hold other secrets yet to be discovered? That's the premise. The secrets of McDougal's Cave. We hope you enjoy this.